Hey everybody, Derek Pool Boy Rubs. This is an update video from the video that I did just the other day about the Pool Boy Rubs getting sampled from a co-packer, because this is our journey to get on Amazon. So if you're following us for our journey to get our Pool Boy Rubs product on Amazon, this is an update. If you're not following us, please do so. Hit that follow button. I believe it's right over there. So there was 3 issues. The first is obviously the color difference, right? So the sample pack that I got is a lot lighter versus the stuff that I make, which is a little more red. The second was the flavor, and there was 3 issues that made all this happen. The first issue is the co-packer is using a dehydrated brown sugar, whereas I'm using, I guess you'd call it wet brown sugar. It is incredibly difficult to mix. The co-packer is using dehydrated stuff because it's much drier and it's just easier to mix. So that's part of the color issue, might be all of the color issue. I'm not 100% sure. That's not a problem that I'm really too upset about. The taste, though, was off. So first problem with that, so the second issue was they grabbed a 2-year-old recipe that I had sent them using cups and teaspoons and tablespoons. They told me back then that they needed me to convert it to grams. So I did that 2 years ago and I sent them the recipe in grams, and somehow they just didn't get that. When they grabbed the cups and teaspoons and converted it to grams, it was not the same recipe as what I had sent them in grams. Because what I did to get the recipe in grams is I made 10 batches in the cups and teaspoons, and I weighed each ingredient, and then I just took the average of the 10, and that's what you guys have been eating in the Pool Boy Rubs for 2 years, weighed in grams. The last one is a little bit embarrassing. So I was on a phone call with my co-packer yesterday, and we were going through all of the ingredients that I'm actually putting in the product. And then we got to the chili powder, which I'm putting in the product, and I thought it was just chili powder. It's not. The back has an ingredient list. So there was hidden ingredients in the Pool Boy Rubs that I didn't know about. And the co-packer was laughing his butt off, and he's like, yeah, that's kind of this industry. It's a little bit bait and switch. I'm like, well, I didn't think it was very funny, because I was like, crap. So the ingredient list is chili powder, of course. Me and the co-packer think it's about 80% chili powder in here, but it also has paprika, salt, dextrose, which I learned yesterday is a very powerful sweetening agent, which is one of the reasons why this is sweeter than the stuff that they made for us. Garlic powder, cayenne pepper, and no more than 2% sunflower oil. So that's part of it. We are adjusting the recipe now to compensate for the extra sweetness and the extra stuff that was in here. And we are also adding a little bit of dehydrated maple syrup to compensate for the wet brown sugar versus the dehydrated brown sugar. We're adding cayenne pepper because mine had a kick at the very end. A tiny kick, just a tiny little bit of a kick. You can't even really tell, but it's there. And the stuff that they sent me, it's very, I don't want to say bland, but it doesn't have any type of a kick. And I was like, is it the pepper? No, it's the damn cayenne pepper that's in this stuff that I didn't know. So we're adjusting the recipe. I should have the new samples Wednesday of next week. So if you're into this sort of thing and you like following along and seeing all of the pitfalls it takes me to take my stuff from this is it to being able to sell on Amazon, please follow me. Thanks for following me.